Good afternoon. My name is Carlo Capio. I'm the chair of the Education Task Force. I'd like to welcome you to the 6th Mayor's Series Luncheon. This is in partnership with Steer Fort Worth and the Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce Bridge Young Leaders Program. So Steer Fort Worth is an initiative of the mayor. It started about a year ago, and the mayor's intent was to engage young professionals into the important things that are happening in our community. The Education Task Force, what we're doing is we're spearheading a campaign to transform and to make a positive impact on nutrition in the schools. As many of you may know, there are 13 million kids that are overweight or obese. The average student now spends 7 hours a day in front of the TV, computer, or video game. And the last stat here is that this young generation is the first generation in history that's on pace to live shorter lifespans than their parents. So through our research and our Education Task Force, this is what we found. We're working hand in hand with Superintendent Dansby and the staff. We appreciate their partnership. We plan on implementing a program called Food for Thought. We're going to pick one elementary school and help revamp and re-engineer their entire school lunch program. We have chef volunteers, community volunteers, and a very enthusiastic task force that will be tackling that. So you should hear more about that in the fall and then launching in January in one of our elementary schools.
Education, you've heard me say it before and you'll hear it again, is the backbone of what we do as a community. It's imperative that all our children have access to excellence in education. The singleness of purpose that Mr. Dansby has kicked off is a great concept. But for us at the city, education is economic development, it's crimes, it's homelessness, it's drugs, it's all the things, the quality of life. With education, we don't have as much to worry about there. It'll never go away totally, but the better our workforce is educated, the better our public schools are, the better development, the more jobs we can bring to Fort Worth and indeed to Tarrant County as a whole, and the better the quality of life. So I'm not going to preach to you today. I'm not going to say much except thank you for coming and thank you for what you're doing and for continuing to be engaged.
I'd like to also thank the Fort Worth Metropolitan Black Chamber. They came to me with this opportunity for me to be able to come and speak before you. I've been affiliated with the Fort Worth Metropolitan Black Chamber probably about 6-7 years now, and a lot of my success here within the city of Fort Worth and Fort Worth ISD has been through that organization, so I want to also give them thanks. A little information about Mass Tech Engineering. What we do is we do geotechnical engineering and also construction materials testing. Basically what that means is before development is being developed, I have to go out, take samples, bring it back to my laboratory, and pretty much give results on how much is the potential movement of the foundation. Then write a report to minimize that movement. On the construction testing side of it, I have inspectors that go out, and also testers and inspectors that go out to make sure that the material has been delivered on site, such as concrete, pier inspections, things like that, are in compliance. So those are my 2 cents. I like to, again, thanks to City of Fort Worth. I love the collaboration, City of Fort Worth, the Chamber, Fort Worth ISD as well. So I do love what you're doing. Bet your price, I think this is great. So appreciate the
The other thing that's so critical is that you cannot develop neighborhoods and a community without having quality schools. People won't come to your community if you don't have those quality schools. I've been given the pleasure and the honor of introducing Mr. Walter Dansby, the superintendent of the Fort Worth Independent School District. Walter is a great individual and a leader. He works extensively with my wife, Christine, who serves on the Fort Worth Independent School District. I believe his vision and his passion will take Fort Worth to a new height. I'll tell you something else about Mr. Dansby. Mr. Dansby knows how to turn a school system around. He knows how to involve quality programs. And I've never said this to him, but he was involved in the overall process when Fort Worth was making extraordinary achievements. So we have him now, and we're going to look very closely at him doing a lot of those wonderful things that he knows how to do to make Fort Worth a performing school district. And it gives me a real pleasure to welcome our Superintendent, Walter Dansby.
Thank you, Mr. Moss, and good afternoon to all of you. It's certainly a pleasure for me to be here with you, and it's so exciting to me to have 300 young professionals that are interested in what goes on in Fort Worth, especially when it comes to education. I mean, it's so important that you're involved, because one of the things that Mr. Moss said, he said that, you know, school systems or our schools, our city is only as good as the people that are there. That's basically what he said. And you are that part of it, and especially the young, and the things that you can do to help us to change this school system around. You know, the school system works because of people like you, and because of community really being involved in schools, because I can show you schools where parents are not involved, and I can show you low-performing schools, but I can also show you schools where parents are very much involved, and citizens are very much involved in schools, and those schools are high-performing schools. And it doesn't matter what ethnicity a child is, doesn't matter about the social economic status a child is. It's about your being involved in the exposure that those kids get by you being there and being a part of their lives. So you can change things around just by visiting every so often and talking to kids and guiding them, and even let them know what your profession is, to give them some kind of idea of what they can do for themselves in the future. Mayor, I want to tell you something. I really appreciate the opportunity for you to partner with us, to have us a part of this, and Carlos to even start off and start working with nutrition, our nutritional services department. I think it's great for all of us. But I do want to say this. We're going to be launching our strategic plan as we go forward, and I really want you and your ideas to be very much a part of what we do and how we go about it in Fort Worth, because I do know that the buy-in means a lot as to how things are being perceived and people supporting what we do. So I want to encourage you to continue, but also we're going to be calling on you again to be a part of our strategic plan as we move forward. I do want to tell you a couple of things before I go with the video, is that we have launched a new organization. That new organization, and I don't know if you are familiar with the Malcolm Baldrige model, but we're not trying to go for the Baldrige Award. We're trying to align ourselves to be more efficient and effective in our operation. And so part of that is, as of last night, I named 3 deputy superintendents. For you guys that pay taxes, it's not going to cost you any more money for these guys, because I looked at the system and the way we were, and we just reorganized without any pay raises to anybody in the organization, except for those who were being bumped to a different pay grade. But at the same time, we have a department I think is going to be very special to us, and that is the department that's being set up now for operation efficiency and effectiveness and sustainability, which is going to look at the total program and every program that we have. But also, we've aligned everything that deals with children and curriculum under one deputy superintendent, and everything that deals with big money items like HCM, maintenance, operations, and technology under a chief financial officer. So I really think that this organizational structure is really going to help us streamline things as we move forward. But also, the video will explain some of the things that we have in place, so I'd like for you to get a chance to see it, and rather me stand up here and be a talking head. And I'll answer questions after, but I want you guys to know that I did this video about 4:30 this morning. So you'll see I've got the same everything on. So just anyway, I'll answer questions a little while later for you. But again, I want to tell you, it's really a delight to be here, but also it's a very special day for Fort Worth ISD to engage with Steer Fort Worth and have the young people of this city also involved in helping us direct our school children and direct the direction the Fort Worth Independent School District will go. So again, thank you so much.
80,000 students, 142 schools, and a city that depends on their success to ensure a vibrant, strong economic future. The district is embracing a series of initiatives that will redesign, transform, and revitalize Fort Worth ISD schools. But these plans will only work if we adopt a singleness of purpose. Some people asked me to define what I meant by that. I went to the experts. Glad to meet you, Dylan.
Nice to meet you. Daniel Hernandez.
Daniel Hernandez, glad to meet you, sir.
I think the singleness of purpose is more of being together and knowing that being a team we can achieve a lot more than being by ourselves.
Having one thing that you're trying to succeed at that can help more things by finishing that one.
It brings to mind, a sense of unity, a sense of teamwork,
These students get it. If we all work together, we'll succeed and we'll reach our goal in a shorter time than we ever thought possible. So, how do we make this happen? Perhaps one of the best ways is to share with you what we're doing and why, so you in turn can join us and support our work. As a district, we're going to continue to focus on our 3 goals: student achievement, operational efficiency, and parent and community involvement. First and most important is student achievement. Student achievement drives everything we do. And we must promote and support a college-going culture that will prepare our young people of today to be a part of the workforce of tomorrow. We have begun this work, but there is more to do.
I started teaching at
This fall we will launch our new learning network, and each network will be responsible for a specific number of schools. A learning network will be made up of academic specialists, administrators, and liaisons from almost every department in the district. These teams will provide campus-specific support to teachers and principals and help create a college-going culture for every school in our district. Also this fall, we're changing our bell schedule at district traditional high schools and middle school so that we all are on the same schedule. Having this consistent schedule will dramatically increase the number of hours of instruction our students receive. At the high school level, the 7-period bell schedule will result in an equivalent of 5.6 weeks per year in each core content class. At the middle school level, the 5x5 block schedule will provide more instruction in key content areas, the equivalent of 8 weeks of additional instruction. But it's important that kids go to class every day. We'll emphasize the importance of attendance and commitment with contests like It's Cool to Stay in School and Words for Wheels. We are continuing to grow our Gold Seal programs of choice and schools of choice. Think of Gold Seal programs of choice as a new learning experience that will lower the dropout rate, increase student achievement, and ensure readiness for college and career. The Gold Seal difference is the power of choice.
Take camera 3.
And as students participate in classes of their choosing, they become engaged and focused learners. Within each Gold Seal program, there are 3 different pathways offering opportunities for each student at each skill level. And all pathways will lead to internships, licenses, certifications, and/or college credit. From engineering to the culinary and hospitality industry to theatrical arts, almost every area of interest is represented in the Gold Seal program. Fort Worth ISD students are getting a head start on careers in medicine and law. They are learning to be firefighters and computer designers and educators. Our new Gold Seal schools of choice offer unique educational opportunities for the children of Fort Worth. They include the Young Women's Leadership Academy and the Young Men's Leadership Academy. There are 2 early college high schools, one at Tarrant County Marine Creek campus and our early college medical school, the Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences. This is the most comprehensive redesign of secondary schools in the nation, and it's happening right here in Fort Worth, in the Fort Worth ISD. Our second strategic goal is to improve operational efficiency and effectiveness. With the ongoing state budget crisis, every penny counts. We have worked hard to avoid teacher layoffs, and we're steadily directing resources back to the classroom every day. We are vigilant stewards of our resources. For instance, did you know that Fort Worth ISD is the largest hybrid bus fleet operator in the nation? The district purchased 25 diesel-electric buses, partly funded by the U.S. Department of Energy, a couple of years ago, and we are continuing to realize savings. Our successful completion of the 2007 $593.6 million bond package underscores the district's commitment to money-saving geothermal HVAC systems and sustainable construction strategies.
Why do I teach? I can't imagine doing anything else with my life.
And operational efficiency also means honoring and retaining human resources, outstanding teachers who make the difference and inspire their colleagues with their leadership in their classrooms. Our Academic Chairs for Teaching Excellence program recognizes outstanding classroom teachers by honoring them with the title of Chair for Teaching Excellence for 1 year and a $5,000 honorarium. Modeled after the university level chair program, the Fort Worth ISD program is unique in the nation. The third strategic goal is parent and community involvement. It is certainly no coincidence that our students who achieve the highest academic scores attend schools where parental involvement is also the highest. Our teachers say that parents are their biggest allies and their interest makes their jobs much easier. But we've got to make sure that parents are involved in every campus. One way that we're doing that is through our parent portal. The parent portal is an exciting opportunity for parents to become more involved through the convenience of the internet. Parents who belong have access to their children's grades, schedules, tax scores, homework assignments, and attendance. Additionally, the parent portal provides teacher contact information and allows parents to ensure that students' personal information is updated and accurate. We're also going to work to promote family attendance at athletic events. And we're going to guarantee that everyone feels at home in our schools. We'll continue to establish a climate of respectful behavior for children and adults through our It's Not Okay initiative.
5 minutes, guys.
Our latest student survey reveals that most of our students feel respected by teachers and other students. And they know how to ask for help if bullying occurs.
Okay. There you go.
But there is always work to be done. And this year, we're going to continue the It's Not Okay or I Not campaign by encouraging adults to set an even higher example of collaborative behavior.
Yes.
These are just a few of our initiatives. There are many more. The Fort Worth ISD enjoys a diverse student population and strong community partnerships. We know that we're on the right track with our 3 strategic goals. We want you to be a part of that strategic planning as we go forward. We want you to share with us your insight and wisdom on how to make these initiatives work even more effectively and how to get the entire city working for our student success. We want you to share this news with everyone you know and ask them to join us as well. This is the singleness of purpose. Are you on board? Our future depends on it.
We got to become family. And the only way we can do that is if we understand each other, if we can connect.
You know, I think the young man at the end said it all, summed it all up. We have to get to know each other and we have to connect. And so that's what's going to make a big difference for us in Fort Worth. So again, I do appreciate being here, and I do want to answer a question. And to tell you the truth now, that was done a couple weeks ago, so I just happen to be wearing the same outfit.
Aren't we lucky to have a superintendent that is so engaged and so passionate about education? And I know that Mr. Dansby was also a student athlete, right? A basketball coach. What else? You were a teacher and a principal. So he's worn many hats in the district and definitely understands the different dynamics. And I think with your video, it shows how passionate you are really about our children and the future generations of our city. We have a small token of appreciation for you. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and bon appetit.